So maybe 2016 obviously played a lot of games, being less than 100%. Was last Saturday just trying to play as far as your physical condition?
Like, am I feeling okay?
Well, like,
what do you mean?
Going back to that game, the way you were feeling then compared to like 2016 was the stuff off the bar as far as like really trying to motor through.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go now. So that wasn't fun, but full strength, full go. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is a good football team. I'm a huge fan of Coach Mack. I got a lot of respect for him. Had some cool conversations with him before. So I know this team's going to be ready to play when we get up there. It's just who I am. I don't feel that a sickness or something ailing me or an ache or whatever should ever be an excuse why I can't complete the task that I've been brought here to do. That's why I won't make an excuse for playing bad last week, although I was sick. I should still be able to go through what I do, my routine, the way my mechanics should be. Being sick or being injured, unless you're like hurt, but like last week being sick, it shouldn't affect me. I should be able to play through that and be good to go. So.
Were you throwing up on the sideline?
Yeah. Right before, actually, it's crazy. Right before the touchdown to Kyle, we lined up in a formation. They thought we were going to run something. They called a timeout. We came back. I was like, oh my goodness. Started throwing up, taking a knee, sitting there. They were telling the play. I was throwing up. And then we went back on the field, and then I threw a touchdown. And then I just went to the locker room. I was out of it, honestly.
But it's funny, sometimes players actually do play their best games. You had your best rushing game of the season. When there are seasons.
I ain't playing my best. Yeah, I mean, it was. Luckily we ran the ball really efficiently. But yeah, I didn't play the way I need to play for this team to be winning games down the road last week. Nah, it was really weird, honestly. I woke up feeling a little funky, but I hadn't eaten breakfast yet, so I was like, maybe I'm hungry. But no, I ate, and then as we got to the stadium, it was kind of right before we went out for our first pregame segment with pads on. Man, I just felt funky, threw up in the sink. I didn't really tell anybody because I was like, I don't get nervous really, but I was like, maybe I got some butterflies first time in a while or something. So, maybe it's just a little spit up or whatever. But came back out and I was just feeling funky. Took another like anti-acid pill or whatever, and then I just felt sick that whole first half, and then came in, got an IV at halftime, which is why I was laughing when you're asking me questions about what was said at halftime. So I got IV, and really it made me feel a lot better, and the second half was much better.
Did you talk about did you go into halftime thinking that you may not be able to go in the second half?
Nah, I was going to play regardless. Yeah, I was going to play.
Can you talk a little about your relationship with Coach Likens and how that's developed? And it's obviously your fourth coordinator in 4 years, but at least he was here on staff last year. Just your dynamic with him and how that's playing.
Yeah, I think we have just a really good understanding of each other's competitiveness. He's very fiery. He's one of those people where he hates losing. I mean, we talk about it every day how much he hates losing reps against our own defense, and the little details that we pay attention to in practice. And I would say the biggest takeaway I've had from Coach Likens has really been my attitude towards practice. And the reps that I take, the ferocity that I take them with, my demeanor when I'm using all my drops and Skelly, treat it like a game, treat it like there's a rush, routes on air, treat it like I have people in front of me, and it's been able to translate onto the field a lot better. So just taking each rep for what it is, and not letting a last play affect the next play, I think that's something I've really learned from him, and it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's been he's tried to, what I respect so much is he's tried to switch some things up mentally for himself, how he's called things differently when he was the OC, at Kansas or whatever. So we changed some things up, a couple terminology changes. You know, the way your progression reads are, you know, every coach has their own philosophy. So we switched few things up, but he tried his best to keep everything that we possibly could the same. So.
Coach talked about obviously getting the win on the road, consistency, but the atmosphere you get in. I mean, obviously San Diego State, UW, the atmospheres here as an artery for Colorado team has been playing well, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado's gotten off to a really hot start, 4-0. You know, they're rolling, they're feeling good about themselves. And anytime you go into another team's stadium where they're familiar with their surroundings, and when they're rolling, it can be difficult, especially when the fans are into it. You know, personally, I'm never one to really let the outside, those white lines really affect me fans-wise than anything. But I mean, Washington was a really cool environment. You know, it was a fun one. It was cool to see how their fans were for, you know, a team that is a top 10 team that has been a top 10 team for the past few years now. So their fans are the fans play a huge. I feel our fans play a huge part. I mean, for other teams, I know it's difficult when all those kids down there are freaking screaming and everybody else is like, oh my God, what's going on or whatever. But it's just cool, man. I'm somebody where pre-game when we go out in shorts and T-shirts, that's my moment where I get to look around my environment. Colorado, I know there's going to be beautiful mountains in the background, Rocky Mountains. You know, it's going to be chilly out there. It's going to be nice weather. So that's my chance to really, you know, enjoy college football for what it is and really experience that. But when I come out with that helmet on, man, it's game time. So.
You talked about the need to win close games on the road.
Yeah.
You've gone through a couple of tough situations. What is the key to finally breaking through that?
The plays that matter are the plays that when they happen at the time, it doesn't look like it matters. Missing shots downfield, first quarter that could, you know, potentially give you momentum. Missing a block, getting a tackle for loss, you know, now you're 2nd and 13 early in the game. Those are the little plays that if you get those plays and you get rolling early, that can be the difference in a game down the road, at the end of it.
Because you were feeling well, how much extra did it help you to have doing what he was doing just to kind of take a little bit of pressure off what you had to do?
Well, we didn't call anything different because I was sick. That wasn't, you know, not once did I ever tell Coach Likens, hey, like, you know, don't do this, don't do that. I could do everything. I was missing on some of them. So, and that being said, I mean, it wasn't like we were, you know, piss poor, like couldn't do anything. We did some stuff, but man, Eno had a really efficient game. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know.
Did you feel better Sunday or did it take longer?
It's funny that after the game when I got home, I think that me losing all the fluids made my body a lot more sore than what I normally would have been the next day. So I was definitely a lot more sore. But the sickness, the bug or whatever, it kind of just came and went. So after the IV, I felt a lot better. Yeah, I wasn't sick the next day, but I was definitely a lot more sore than I normally would be.
But in the second half, you felt better just functioning out there because of the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you mentioned the weather a little bit, but what other
Yeah.
challenges does Colorado have?
I mean, they're rolling right now. They're hot. They're a team that they're playing with confidence. You know, they're one of the better offenses, I would say, in this conference. They got a guy that's been running that same offense for about 3 years now. So, you know, I've had some cool conversations. He's a cool kid, Steven Montez. The receiver, number 2, I know he's playing really well. And their defense is always they're just disciplined. It's, you know, they got a really tall, athletic cornerback. He's about 6'3". You know, they're going to try to create some chaos with him, I'm sure. But they have a linebacker. He was at Pac-12 Media Day. Yeah, Gamboa. He shocks a lot of people, I think, with the plays that he makes. He's somebody where if he had a body like Christian Sam or somebody, he'd be a first-round draft pick because of the heart and the effort that he plays with. But you know, he's somebody where he's going to try and create some chaos as well. He flies around on the field. He's at every tackle, regardless if it's left hash, right hash. And they're just going to play. They play really hard. Like I said, Coach Mack is a great coach, and he has those guys playing hard for him.
Manny, not only for you guys is this is also an opportunity for first division.
You win out from here, you're going to play on the Pac-12 championship. So that's what our team needs to realize, is that this is a must-win game. So simple as that. I got recruited by him. So yeah, I got recruited by him a little bit, and you know, the media day, I sat down with him for about 5-10 minutes, just catching up with him, things like that. And you know, I just know from what I've experienced personally with him, that he cares about his players, and he cares about making sure the youth that comes through his university leaves there a better man.
Manny, what impressed you most about Enos on Saturday?
Not once did he talk about how many yards he had or how many touchdowns that he had, or how many tackles he broke. Whatever it was each play was its own play. And he just put his head down and went to work. And when we got in the locker room afterwards, he was very appreciative for the moment that he had to be shared with all of us. So he was an unselfish person, and that goes a long way for a guy that's going to be here next year, especially too, for these guys.
That's kind of in keeping with his overall personality.
Yeah, he's super humble. I mean, we all joke around here and there, so he's got little jokes in him. But he's one of those guys at practice, man, he's all business. Every rep that he has, you know, if he gets hit at 5 yards and the whistle blows, he's going to still take off and go run and try and score a touchdown, because that's just who he is. And you see that it pays off in games. I mean, him breaking a tackle and then another guy coming in, it's easy for a guy to just let his body just go and go down. And he refuses to be brought down.